everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio. So before I get started on today's projects, I have 3 cards for you today. I'm gonna just go over a couple of things with you real quick first. This video I posted, well, I did it yesterday. I posted it yesterday. I don't know. I don't think this video is gonna go up today, but this is up and it will be the one that's right before this one in the lineup on my channel. But I'm doing an online class with this paper. This is called New Horizons paper, and it's beautiful paper. And it's funny because I posted these cards on a couple of places online, and people are like, "Oh, such great watercolor work." And I'm like, "Yeah, I didn't do that. That's the paper." But I did want to make sure that you remembered that this class, the registration ends on the 20th. So that's coming up real soon by the time this video gets up. So there's 4 different ways you can participate, from just getting the videos to just getting the card supplies, all the way up to getting both of the bundles that I will be using. You don't have to get the bundles. You can make it work with what you have. But this is up. This paper is fabulous. Obviously, people think that I painted it. Didn't paint it. It couldn't be any easier. I can't talk. Obviously, for me to be able to do 4 cards in one video, and I didn't even have them designed. Well, I had them designed in my head, but not on paper. So make sure to check that out. Then I wanted to remind you of 2 things. Celebration is ongoing, so we're getting close to the end of January, and that means there's about 5 weeks left because, you know, February is a little short month. So next week, which will be like the end of January, the beginning of February, I'm going to do a celebration focus. So all of the projects that I do on my channel next week will use celebration items. So be checking for that. I'm going to try to get everything in. So be watching for it. If you're on my email list, then I'll try to always email you and remind you that things have posted. I've been really busy with classes, and I have to get that class out. I have card club that's coming up I have to get out. So I don't always send an email to tell you that a video is posted. So sometimes you just have to go check because they post without me reminding you. But another thing is that right now you can join my team and get 2 extra sets. Today actually is the day that all of my team from East Coast, West Coast, North, South, all of us will get together, and I have sent them all, anybody who wanted it, the packet to do my Try It class, and we'll all get on Zoom and do it together. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's always fun to see everybody's bright and smiling faces as we get together in stamp. So I'm really excited about that. So you can join our team, and Celebration's a great time to do it. More details for joining have been in my email and will be upcoming for that as well. And then partly because I've been so busy, and partly just because I haven't done any little series for a while. Like the last video, I did 4 cards. Today I'm going to do 3. And I'm going to use the Sweet Conversations bundle. So I'm going to title this When Valentine's Is Not. It's because I know a lot of times, well, number one, the biggest card giving holiday in the United States is not Christmas, but it is Valentine's. And that doesn't include all of the little ones that our kids give in class. So just cards in general. Americans give more cards on Valentine's Day than on any other. But I know a lot of time as stampers, we see the Valentine's bundles and we think, because obviously for us, as we use stamps during the year, we use like the birthday stamps more, or just the ones that we fall in love with, or flowers. Like there's ones that we can use more. So I want to point out the Sweet Conversations bundle. So this is the sweet. I'm not going to use the paper today, and right now the little iridescent rhinestones are in back order, and I'm not going to use the red ribbon. The little conversation boxes, all super cute. But we're just going to focus on the actual bundle. So let me flip it over here so you can kind of see it. So it's super cute, and obviously it's called Sweet Conversations, so it's the conversation hearts. But we're going to take this out. So say you do buy it, you'd have to buy it fairly soon if you want to make up a few Valentines, because it's obviously a super adorable Valentine set. And if you get that paper to go with it, super, super cute. I mean, look at these little cards. Super, super cute. But then you're left with this set. But don't look at it as just a Valentine set. So I'm going to show you when a Valentine set is not. So we're going to make 3 quick cards, and they're not going to be Valentine's, but we're going to use that Valentine bundle. So the first one, any of you, it's not going to be a surprise for any of you that purchased from me in December, because this is your thank you card that you got. So if you didn't purchase in December, December is not the highest month that people purchase from me. So there's a lot of you who purchased probably all 11 months of the year, except for December. And so you didn't get this. So now you can see what you missed. So I'm going to take the 3 hearts. This is one of our little note cards. And in fact, I know it's cute because when I made it, I was with my girlfriends and they were like, oh, that's super cute. But I know it's cute because I send thank you cards to those who purchase from me every month. And, you know, most of the time I just send the thank you cards. This month I've already gotten like 3 or 4 emails like, oh, that card was super cute. So I know it was cute. So this is one of our note cards. I'm going to start with Petal Pink. And one of the hearts, there's 3 different hearts that come in this set. And look how super sweet they stamp. They've got like texture to them. And I'm going to do my friend Tanya's. I was at her house when I did it, so I'm always reminded that this is one of the things that she loves to do. And I did it on your thank you cards in probably like September or so because I used one of the Christmas sets and I turned it into an autumn set. And then I did it again later, but I don't know if I did it for thank you cards or just on a video. But she likes to stamp up the back. So when you fold it over, you've got a little bit of stamping. So the backs of your cards are decorated. And she's also been doing something fun with her designer series paper on the back of her card. So I'll include that soon on the card. So I've just filled that in with Petal Pink. The cards are all going to look different, but I am going to kind of carry some of the color themes through. I'm going to use some different embellishments. And I started with my biggest heart, and then I'm going to work down to my smallest. That way you can kind of fill in the gaps. And now I'm going to go to Pale Papaya. And at this point, after I did this on the card, I asked the girls, because it's super cute just like this. And I thought, oh, maybe I should stop. Because it's really cute just like this. And this one, on this particular card, I'm only going to use the stamps. And I'm only going to use the Sweet Conversation stamp set. So this is just Valentine stamp set. Valentine stamps, but it's not a Valentine card. Obviously, I sent it to all of my customers for a thank you. But look how cute this is. And I'm inking it every time, partly because you don't want to go off half your card and then stamp it and then have it not be stamped whole because you don't want to have half a heart on there. So there's Pale Papaya and Petal Pink. And that was when I thought, oh, those colors are kind of just pretty just like that. So I almost stopped. And then I thought, well, I can ruin one because I had made a whole stack of them just like this when you're stamping in multiples. So here is Fleur de Flamingo, and I did think that maybe this was going to be too much, but wait till you see how cute this is. Isn't that just adorable? So think about this in any 3 color combinations. Your 3 color favorite Stampin' Up! Colors all year round. And it's just the happiness. Is this card not happy? Super, super happy, super cute. And I mean, it's so much fun to make. You could just keep stamping them. I had to stamp a lot. So it made me happy stamping them. So they're just literally just the stamps and just the hearts. So I'm not using any of the ones that have the Sweet Conversation words from the Conversation Hearts. And then there is a stamp. Oh, I haven't made this card, so hang on. Here it is. I always have a black pad on my desk. These words are out of the Sweet Conversations set. Let me show it to you. Just like this. So I'm going to use these words right here. You can see it does have a Happy Valentine's. So if you want to get this and make this into a Happy Valentine's card, just use that sentiment instead. But this is the one that all of my customers got if they ordered in December. And this says, happy to have you in my life. So I made a perfect little thank you. And of course, I don't write in them. I just stick a Post-it note in it so they can rip it out and use it, the card, for somebody else. So no embellishments needed, no ribbon needed, no nothing. And look, flipped over, still super cute. So there you go. When number 1 Valentine is not a Valentine. Super easy. Don't need this black again. So now let's move on to the next one. We're going to keep with some of the same colors. I don't need these hearts anymore. I got a lot of stuff on the table. It's just like yesterday's thing when I did a whole bunch. So for this one, I'm going to use the Love and Happiness stamp set. So at first I was going to use this on all 3 of them. And then I decided, no, I'm going to kind of switch it up. But this is in the catalog. It is a bundle that comes with a hybrid embossing folder. and dies, that part of it is on back order. But this is just going to give you a little idea. It's got tons of anniversary, Valentine, wedding, and engagement words. So it's all kind of love words. You can make all kind of love cards. So for this one, I am just going to pull out a bunch of white cardstock in different sizes. So here's my half sheet. This is going to be what I mount my cards on. I mount the card on. And then I just did my try it class, and they got a whole bunch, everybody got a punched piece of mother of pearl, which left little corners of this everywhere. So I have tons of these tiny little pieces. I mean, you didn't want to throw it away because the mother of pearl is not the cheapest of our cardstocks. And this is a piece that I knew I'd be able to do something with. So I'm going to take my dark petal pink blend and just color on this, just to give it a little bit of color. The thing with a blend and coloring on anything slippy like this is that it can erase itself. So let it dry for a second and then go back with another coat. And you can see then it gets a little darker because that first coat has dried. But the mother of pearl part still shows through. So we have this. And in this, I'm going to use some of the dies, and then this is going to be the main panel of our card. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to take, I think I used petal pink. I don't even see, I'm fairly certain I used petal pink. So I'm going to, again, use the stamps. This time I'm going to use these little lines that are in the Sweet Conversation set. I'm going to create my own background. So I'm just going to start over here. And they don't have to be perfect. They can be more organic. And I'm just going to go across the bottom of this. And I'm just going to make a little background. Petal pink kind of has that dusty, kind of a dusty pink color to it. It's kind of a light pale papaya. It's got an orange tinge to it. You can see I'm just kind of filling this up, and every time I'm starting a little bit further over. So I'm going to make an engagement card. So I went with colors that I know because I've been to some bridal things recently with my niece. I know these are up and coming in colors for weddings. And you can also switch it to like probably pear pizzazz and the soft suede, because that's the color I'm switching to now. So the orange, these light pinks, orangish shades, and then a brown. Those are in colors for weddings. Because I'm making an engagement card, so they might not know what their colors are yet, but these are in colors for weddings most certainly. So now I'm going to go with this little string of hearts and soft suede. And again, I'm just going to fill in and make a little background. So just go across the back. This one right here, you're just going to need to add one. And again, just kind of towards the center of where you just did the little stripes of lines. With those stripes, you can make all kinds of backgrounds. It doesn't even have to go with just this stamp set, but it's super cute for this. Makes a fun engagement card because it's fun, but it's not fancy. You don't need to be fancy for somebody who's just engaged. So got that. Super easy. Now I'm going to get that same big heart that I just used on my other card and just a little piece of scrap here. That's why I have this piece here. I couldn't remember why I needed this. I started some of these yesterday and then I came back to them today. So let's grab our petal pink again. Stamp a heart here. And this is just the same heart that I just did on the other card, but I'm not making a Valentine. And then I'm going to pull out from the Love and Happiness stamp set, the one that says "To the Cutest Couple Ever." I'm going to go back to the soft suede. Just going to put it right on here. And then we're going to cut this stuff out with the dies. So this bundle has the cutest dies, and it has lots and lots and lots of dies. And again, ones that you don't have to just use on this stamp set. with this bundle. You'll be able to go back and use them for lots of things. So I'm going to use this, cuts out an envelope. And then we have one that will cut out this heart here. And then there's just lots and lots of little hearts that cut out in all different kinds of ways. So I'm just going to put this little mother of pearl piece here. And then grab all my little hearts. And they come separated like this. So I'm just going to use them now to punch out hearts. But you could also stagger them on your card if you wanted to do like a shaker card, or put like hearts on your card. So I know you're thinking, why do they have all of these hearts like this? But that's why. I'm using them this way, but if you're putting them on your actual card, like if I was putting them on here, so you could line them up in these squares there, or not squares, but line them up inside of those. I'm just not for this card because it didn't need it. But it's another way that they could be used on your Valentine or on your not Valentine card. So let's pull this stuff out. We'll just take it off real quick because I'm going to grab the embossing folder. I'm going to use the same one on this card and my next card. I debated whether or not to kind of do all the stamping and then all the embossing, but then I was afraid I might forget something anyways and still have to go back. This is from our Fine Art Floral bundle that's in the annual catalog. It just looks kind of like paint or gesso. If you are kind of getting ready to paint, you're kind of building up your, but it just gets some fun texture. And we'll use this on both cards, but here it is on this one. So let's put this card together. How well the die's ready. And then for the ribbon for both of the next two cards, I'm going to use the ribbon that comes in the On the Horizon bundle. I have just a little piece of the blue. Again, these are scraps left from my Triad class. So here's the little envelope that we've created, and you can see it just folds in on itself. So I'm gonna fold it all in. And I do like to fold the flap in. It gives it just a little bit of texture so it doesn't look like it's just got a score on it. So let's go ahead and put our envelope together. And nothing has to slide inside of this. So I'm just gonna do the two edge panels first. Flip those in and then just bring this bottom one up. And see, isn't that the cutest little envelope? Then I'm gonna take the cutest couple ever and just put a little bit of adhesive down at the bottom. And just kind of slide this so it looks like it's coming out of the envelope. And then I'm gonna put this kind of on my card, wherever you want it to be. I'm gonna kind of aim for the center. Put it there. And then I have my ribbon. Hopefully there's enough. I just noticed that there's plenty. I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of adhesive right here to kind of help hold that once I tie my bow. So this is the ribbon I kind of like to call shoestring ribbon, because it's really like tying your shoes. So before you say I can't tie a ribbon, just ask yourself if you can tie your shoes. And if you can tie your shoes, you should be able to tie this ribbon, because it really is like tying your shoes. Some of them are a little bit more tricky, but the shoestring, sometimes talking is tricky. The shoestring ribbon is really like tying your shoes. So just stick that there. Oh, I gave myself just enough. I should have measured it before I did that. And then pull that over. So this ribbon comes in Petal Pink and Misty Moonlight. It's a little cotton combo pack. I like when it comes in two colors, because then with one ribbon, you get a couple of different options. I'm just gonna tuck this behind and do this one first, since it's the one where I barely have any, and just make sure it's nice and flat. Pull this one over here. I'll grab my card. I'm gonna make sure that right here where that ribbon's gonna go, there's gonna be something that holds it on. And then I cut this. This is just a white on white card. And I cut it so it does have a little bit of a border. So it's a less than 4 and less than 5 1/4. Probably another 1/4 inch less. So we've got that, and that's super cute. Now I'm gonna take my fine tip glue. And I'm just gonna add some drops of glue. I think there are like 5 hearts, but then we're gonna add a few sequins as well. So I can have a few more blobs of glue than what I need. I'm gonna take my pick tool. This has the gooby end. So if you just pull this off every time you use it, and if you run out, you can order a refill for this. So just pull this out till your stickies right there. And then you just grab these. And then they'll just, whoops. They'll just stick to the, maybe I didn't put that in glue. I think there's glue there. But it's so much easier to pick these things up with this and not just try to mess with it. And especially in a second when we get to the sequins, which are super fun. I hadn't really pulled them out. I think I used them on a rainbow card, but I must have maybe I poured them in. So we've got those hearts, and those are just the ones on the mother of pearl, and then I added that extra little highlight, and I'll put some close-up pictures on my blog so you can kind of see how cute those are. Let me add a few more little blobs of glue. I find it easier to add the glue first and then just add your sequins. So these are in the catalog. These are called Sparkle and Shine sequins. So there's stars, and then there are sequins, and then there's like half pearls, and those are my favorite. So I just grab in here, and whatever I get that's what I use that time. Now the trick is, I better put it down so I don't spill them. The trick with the half sequins is getting them, or the half pearls. There's a sequin. And they're iridescent, and they're white, and they're silver. But when you get the half pearl things, is to get them so they are not upside down. And really, it's kind of hard to tell what you're getting. You just kind of go in and hope for the best. I'm trying to see if I see a pearl thing. Because the first couple of times I had them on my other card, I thought I had a whole bunch of things stuck together. Here's one. So now they look like a bubble. Here's another one. Nope. Well, it was right there, but I got a sequin instead. So really it's just kind of hoping that you get one. And last time I didn't even intend to get any because I didn't even know they were in there. Let's see if I can find one this way. They probably sink to the bottom because I know they're heavier than the other things. Here's one. It fell. That's not one either, but once they're stuck to my thing, easier to use them. I'll hold them up on the other card because that may be, I don't, there's one more glue. Let's see if I can find one now. Nope. You can feel them this way. Here's one, because they're hard. There, I've got one. So I don't know if I can zoom the camera in close enough that you'll be able to see it. Now, where's my little glue? There we go. So here's one here, and here's one here. So they're super fun. Makes a really sweet little card. Let me put this down and let me close this. Let me show you up close. Felt like I was gonna drop them. I have not yet dropped these on camera. So every time I pick them up, I'm afraid I'm gonna put that back on because I'm gonna use it on the next card. So these should be dry. So see, here's one here. So they're hard, but makes a fun, not Valentine card with your Valentine set. So now we're up to 2 not Valentine cards with our Valentine set. I don't remember which of those is the wet one. So now let's go on to our third. So for this one, we're again going to use the springboard of the same kind of color combination. So I'm using that same ribbon, but we're going to go for vanilla card base. So that'll kind of make the whole thing look a little bit different. And this one I'm going to kind of combine the 2 stamping styles that I did. So we're going to stamp on the back of the card and on the little front panel. And for the words on this one, I'm going to use this stamp set, which is also in the new mini catalog. It's called Lucky You, and I'm going to do a hooray for you. So it's just a fun congratulations card. So I'm gonna start. You always wanna start with your largest stamp whenever you're doing any kind of stamping like this. That way you can fill in with your smaller things. So I'm gonna try to do both panels at one time. So let's go with the petal pink. And there's this really fun, just kind of circles of circles. So we'll do it. Now this thing is going to go here. So even though I'm gonna go up the back of the card, I don't need to go all the way up the back because I have so much stuff up here. I keep trying to move my thing up and it's not going. We don't need to do the whole up the back because some of it's gonna get covered up on the front. But now once we get to the back, let's do the up the back. Down the back, whatever it would be, I need to re-ink my petal pink. So got that, now let's do the front. And I'm gonna give it the same kind of feel that I did on my very first card where I'm just kind of doing this pattern here. Fill this in with this. This is my lightest color, so I can be a little heavy with it because the other stuff's gonna go over the top. So that's it for the petal pink. Now let's go to this, just a ring, just a circle. Now, if you're using it for the Valentine's card or you're making a card for your husband or for your kids, there's an X and an O. So that's what this is. It's the O from the X's and O's for the kisses, or hugs and kisses. I think are the O's the hugs or the kisses. I don't know. But that's what this is for. But we're just using it for a shape because we're just doing a fun congratulations card. So this is just going to be shapes. And it fits right in with the circles. Let's this again so we can go up the back of this. And again, remember, most of this is going to get covered up, so we don't have to do a lot. And then up here, we'll be able to see it. And then before we close our blue, I do want my tag to be in the moonlight. So I have a little piece of vanilla here. And then this is from the Lucky You stamp set, and I love the way it stamps. Wait till you see it, the way it stamps. Because it has lots of variation of color. Isn't that pretty? Of course, I was stamping on the side of the paper. I'm gonna do it again. Let's not do it on paper because this made the one side not stamp very well. This will stamp better. There we go. So that's that. Now let's get the little row of hearts. Now the last time we did the little outlines of hearts, this time I'm going to do the little infill, which you could do, like you could stamp the ones I did before and then fill them in. I'm not going to take the time. I just wanted you to see both stamps. I will show you that on the Lucky You stamp, it has all of these also. So I could have added any of the dots or the splatters or those little hearts. But since we're doing the Valentine set, I'm just gonna use these. I'm gonna use the soft suede because I'm still sticking with the same kind of color combination. And this time I'm gonna be more random. On the other card, I was much more intentional with the direction that I was going with my things. I'm keeping them straight, but I'm not doing a pattern. And then down here, we'll just add a few so they kind of show off the edges of the card. And then we'll get a couple here. So got that. And then one last color that we haven't used yet is Calypso Coral. And then there's a tiny little thing of circles. And just fill this in. So this is a fun color combination, and I literally just pulled colors that I thought would look good with the ribbon and with the colors that I had already used. Because this, if you're kind of new to stamping and you don't have to have all the colors, Then as you buy a couple of colors, the next time you buy 2 more colors, maybe just add on what you think will kind of grow those colors together. And then the next time add 2 more. So when I show you all 3 cards at the end, they've all started with the same base of colors, but they all look like very different cards. Okay, so let's do our cutting. And again, we're going to use a bunch of the dies, all from the same bundle. We haven't added anything else. So here's a tag. And anytime you get a bundle that comes with a tag, and this one comes with more than one, which you're going to see in a second, it's always a bonus because this stamp didn't even come out of this bundle. So you can make all kinds of tags. And I know when I hand cut tags, it kills some of you. So you can always just pull this out yourself and make tags. Another tag out of the same set. Now for this one, there is a row of hearts. So I'm going to do that in the moonlight. And then I have a little piece of gold foil. And look how tiny these scraps are. Just little tiny pieces. So save your little tiny pieces of scraps. And look, another baby little tag. And then I'm just going to pull this one that has the 2 hearts just because they're stuck together. And I don't need a lot of gold hearts. I just want a couple for a little bit of, a tiny bit of bling. I don't want this to be a blingy card, but a little bit of gold is good. There's not going to be any kind of flashy sequins or any flashy ribbon or anything on this. And just pull this through. And then I'm going to put this through the same folder that I did the other one, but you don't need to see that because you already saw it once. Okay, so let's put this together. We'll put our little panels together first. So I did run this through the embossing folder as well. So I'm going to start with putting this here in the corner. It's just a scrap of petal pink for one little tag. And then I'm going to pop these out. So when you do this one, it gives you hearts and a heart border both. So I've got some blue hearts I can work with. And then this little heart border. So I'm going to add some glue to this. Put that there. And then we have our little gold border. I'm doing this one a little bit different than my first one. Because afterwards I thought, oh, I should have did the petal pink one through. And do this one right next to it, kind of going off the side. And then here's just, these are literally scraps when I do my try it class and I cut ribbon. I get to the ends of spools and sometimes I go ahead and cut the last person's and then I pull a little bit more and I'm like, oh, I should have just given them all of that because this was all that's left. So I had this on a couple of the same spool because these are shorter spools. Then when you get a combo pack, you don't get as much as you do on a full spool. And so I was running out faster on the first couple of times until I told myself, careful when you get to the end. So I'm just going to pull that through. This tag, when you do it through the die, has the hole already punched in it. Since I've got glue, I'm just going to use it. Let's put this here. I'm going to go ahead and mount this on here because I'm going to add my stars. Here's my bone folder. Just flatten it down a little bit so it's not doinging when I add my other embellishments. This one I did cut quite a bit smaller because I wanted my edges to be able to be seen. Now let's add some of my glue dots. Literal glue dots, not the ones that you buy. Let's see if that's enough. So we have the blue ones and we have the gold ones. And there is a right side up and a wrong side down. You can see on that one because if they're wrong side, then the bevel goes the opposite direction. And of course, all of mine have flopped the wrong side down, except for this gold one. Let's just add these on. There we go. And then for the embellishment on this one, like I said, I didn't want anything flashy, so I pulled out the matte, classic matte dot, and just the vanilla ones. So it just gives it a little bit of height in the vanilla tone, but it doesn't add any flash. You could put the white ones on too. They would show up a little bit better. But so super simple. And it's Valentine's without being a Valentine. So here's this one. I did switch that up a little bit. I like this one kind of coming off the edge. I think you see it a little bit better, and I do like that put through the embossing folder. So here are our 3 Valentines. Let's take a look again. Again, we started with the same color combination and just kind of switched up one. So here's our first one. So this is, it could be one of my favorite cards so far this year, and I love when they're so super simple like that, and those colors are just so bright and cheerful. And then here's our other one for a fun little take on an engagement card. And then our congratulations. So if you have been thinking, oh, I would really like to buy a Valentine set, but I don't know how much I would use it, because I know we've all been there. We've all been there with lots of stamp sets. I really like this, but I don't know how much I'd use it. It's like, it's like the classic second sentence after that first one. I really like this, but I don't know how much I'd use it. I hope I showed you some more ways that you would be able to use it. So here's your Valentine's when they're not. So if you have any questions, let me know. Stay tuned for my celebration series that's upcoming. I think that's probably going to be the next thing I work on, unless I get something for premiere of Card Club, because I don't really want to interrupt my celebration series, and Card Club won't be a celebration anything. So that may hit before the celebration, and that would be February Card Club. So everybody have a great day, and I will catch you back here later. Bye.